All right, welcome back to another lesson. This song is by Snow Patrol, Chasing Cars, and this one has a couple different parts to it. I really enjoy this one. It has the same chord progression throughout the whole song, but there's also this extra little guitar part that is fun to play. So I'm going to teach that as well as the chord progression. Let's take a look. So the little opening guitar part, what we're going to do is we're going to place our first finger on the 7th fret of the D string, and then we're going to place our pinky on the 9th fret of the G string, and we're just going to play those two strings for now. We're going to go back and forth, and we're going to play them as 8th notes. So it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, so we'll look at that again. 1 and 2 and 3. You're just going back and forth between the two strings. In terms of my picking hand, for something like this, oftentimes I'll do an up stroke on the D string and then down on the G, so that I'm just going like this, back and forth, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That way I don't have to jump over any strings. Now what we're going to do, and the reason why we have our pinky here and our first finger instead of what we would usually do would be our first finger and third finger, but we're actually have to slide our first finger back. So by having our pinky there, we're already ready for the stretch. Okay, so after you play the opening guitar part there for 2 bars, you're going to slide your first finger back to the 6th fret, and your pinky is going to stay on the 9th fret. And you're going to play that exact same pattern. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So let's go back to the beginning. 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then slide to the next part. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then the next part, we're going to take our index finger off, and now it's going to be just the open string. So now you're just going to play the open string, and your pinky's going to stay where it is. So open, you're playing the open D string. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you go back to the original 2 notes that we were playing with your index finger on the 7th fret and your pinky still where it is. So that completes the progression, and then it starts all over again exactly where we started, which was the 7th and 9th frets. So that whole thing again, I'm going to play it nice and slowly. It's going to go like this. 3, 4. 1 and 2, and so we do that for 2 bars, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then open string, 3 and 4, and back to the beginning. Okay, so while that's happening, there are chords that are being played in the backgrounds during all of that. And these chords, they run through the verse and the chorus of the song. So it starts on the A2, or if you're looking at some of our chord diagrams, it can also be labeled A sus2. So all that is just the normal A chord, except you're just taking your third finger off. And we're doing all down strums. So we're going then we move to the E chord. Then the D chord. Now this is going to be a D2 or a D sus2, same thing. And then back to the A2. If I lay here, if I just lay here. So 1 and 2 and D2. Just forget the world. So we're just repeating that chord progression. You can continue playing that chord progression all the way through, or you could go back to. It's such a nice little guitar part. One, two, three, four. Then you can do a nice big ending on the A2. All right, so two different parts that we're working on for this one. I really like it. I think it's such a really nice song, nice guitar parts, nice chord progression. We're working on playing the individual strings, which is always a very good exercise, a good thing to do. And then, trying out some of these different chords like the A sus2 and the D sus2. So there you go. Another song under your fingers. Keep working on that one. Play it for your friends. Sing it for your neighbors. And we'll see you in another lesson.